with sponsorships, because like you look at Lil Yachty, this man got sponsorships with Target, Sprite.
Right, like Axe, he got his own Axe.
Yeah, Axe.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's pretty much, it was like, it's two ways you can go about it. Like, you got gimmicks, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really do, but like, you got like artists like Lil Pump and then like Lil Yachty, like, I would kind of say like they're both in the same boat as far as like how they brand themselves, but just Yachty's a little bit more smarter. You know what I'm saying? Pump's more wild with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like you can go like that way with it. Like it's pretty much just about like putting a brand like with the face, like with the music and everything. Like it all has to be cohesive. You know what I'm saying? Because like especially nowadays everybody's trying to rap, so it's so easy for somebody to get lost. You know what I'm saying? Or like they hear your music, but then they don't know what you look like, and it's like it's kind of hard to put that together. Like I don't know if I like kind of believe what he's saying. You know what I mean? So like it's pretty much like that's where it starts. Like you got to make sure like you got a solid foundation as far as like where you're trying to go, like creative direction and all that shit, because it all plays a part. Like it really does. It really does, for sure.
That's what's up, man. You very bright, man. You know your history, dog.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You know your business, too.
I try, you know what I'm saying? I make sure I read and study, you know what I'm saying? I watch what people do and how they move and they mistakes and just try to, not emulate, but just try and, like,
make your own mistakes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Make my own mistakes. That's a great way to put it, actually.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, I was born in January, too, but I'm a Capricorn. But I always say, like, we all, like, that whole group, you know, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, like, we all in that group. Well, Libras, you can put Libras and Virgos, too. Like, we all in that group of, like, we like that, them zodiac signs that's, like, very, like, business-minded, and we very observant.
Yeah, for sure.
So, like, for me growing up, I'm like, I ain't finna make the same mistakes this person did, or like other people did that was in my family that, you know, was in the music industry and stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? I want to make my own mistakes. You know, I want to make mistakes where it may not impact me as much as my career. So when I was, how old I was? 22, 23, I came out my element and I made my mistake. Cause one of the DJs was like, when you DJ anywhere, club, function, whatever, you can eat, you can drink, but don't drink like liquor and stuff. Like drink like juice or water.
And see, like that's how I am. Like I don't drink before performances, like all that shit. Like I try to have as much of a clear mind as I can. You know what I'm saying?
So I remember I did that, and you know, like it made sense. Cause I got out of my element. My whole goal was the DJ network. That's it. That's all I really wanted to do. And now, like, you know, when I met my wife, because me and her, we got our own podcast, and I like, you know what? I want to make my own podcast because I know a lot of people, and I want to get to know a lot of people.
For sure.
So I was just like, you know what? I want to keep networking and keep, you know, building relationships with a lot of people. So that's one thing they teach you in school in general. Like anything that you want to do, music, sports, anything, network, you know. So
that's how you build.
So I was just like, you know what? Some people told me, like, you know, you should drink before a podcast. I'm like, that's not me. Like, I look at other different podcasts and I really like them. But the one thing that a lot of people tell me that's different about my podcast is that my podcast it's serious, but it could get, you know, it's more like a open,
just an open conversation, yeah, for sure.
And like, you know, everyone got their own lane and stuff. Like people want to act wild. Like I had people on the show that kind of act wild a little bit, but for me as the host, as a producer of the show, I want to keep that same energy. You know what I'm saying? Like that same vibe. You know, it's a vibe. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's up. Like that's the reason why I said this, because I'm glad that you paying attention and you want to make the same mistakes, because you don't have to go, you know, I ain't trying to diss nobody, but you ain't got to go paint your hair just because it's cool. You want to do it because you want to. Not because, they doing it's a trend.
You know what I mean? Like that's the time we live in now, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? Like people are more so trying to follow trends rather than be original. You know what I'm saying? And because they see, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, if I dye my hair, if I get some crazy ass, like, I have face tattoos, but like my face tattoos have meaning. You know what I'm saying? But like niggas be getting fucking wild shit.
Yeah, like
just wild shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, bro, like I don't think people don't think about longevity anymore. Like they just think about like, all right, if I can get in the moment, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll be good. And it's like, no, bro, like that's not how it works. Like you're in the moment, and it's like 2 years now, like you gone. Like don't nobody even know about you no more. And it's like you did all this shit for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? And now you messed up now.
Yeah, because you never know. Like I look at Lil Yachty, like this man doing movies and stuff now.
You feel me? Like
he's one of them artists that like I knew his music. I kind of mess with it, but not really. Like maybe a couple songs. But I love his mentality because I think he said he don't really drink like that. He don't smoke.
Yeah.
He stay afloat. Like he be himself, and like you look at him now, like
he's aware, like he's aware of what it is. Like he's very aware. That's why I fuck with Yachty. Like he's more aware than people think. Like people hear his music and they just think, oh, this nigga like he goofy as fuck. Like he just doing this shit to try and be cool. But it's like nah, like
that's him.
That man's smart. Like that man's smart. He's smart as fuck. And it's like people. I pay attention to like people like that, like Yachty and like. Even like X when he was here, like X was very smart when like about how he moved and just how he got things done and like
even Wiz
is smart as hell, like smart as fuck. Like I didn't really see anybody like doing the day-to-day episodes like as frequent as he was like before him. Like I didn't see nobody doing that, and I thought that shit was cool. Like damn, like he's letting people inside his personal life in a way. Like yeah, I don't just make music. Like I'm a regular person too. You feel me? Like, and that's the type of shit that people gravitate to. You know.
So what's next? Like, I got a couple more questions for you. But like, what's next as a young artist? Like, what's your goals as far as like, all right, you got a project coming out. Like, what else do you want to do? Like, you got a record label now. Like, what's the next step? Like, clothing brand? What else?
Yeah, clothing's coming very, very soon. So be on the lookout for that. It's gonna be still under All Eternal Wave. I want to get into like film too. Like that's like a big thing of my like. I kind of picked up that passion like early last year. You know what I mean? Just like a thought. Like I want to start like writing film and like, cause like my whole idea is like that's how like a lot of people put out music now. You like you said with the whole Beyonce documentary and stuff like that. Like I want to bring like short films and start incorporating them in like my albums and stuff like that.
Right.
So like I've been really like trying to study like the film and like the film aspect and stuff because I want to eventually start my own film company. Like you know what I mean. So that's one of the big things. You know what I mean. Like film. Like
yeah. The reason why I asked that is because I tell people all the time that music is not. It's forever, but it's not. You gotta branch out some way somehow. And like I met some people when I was around your age and a little bit younger, and the artists that I know now, like they have their own businesses now. Like they still deal with the music, but they write books. They have their own podcast, their own like web series and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's why I like to ask, especially artists. What they mindset.
It's always good to have more than one. You know what I'm saying? Because like the people that just depend on music are like the ones that ain't gonna be here. You know what I'm saying? Like look at Jay. Like he got into sports marketing and like owning labels and running Def Jam at a point in time. He had Rockaware. Like you know what I mean? Like he even had his own shoe. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the first rappers to have his own shoe. Like it's just shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And like sparks interest, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, it's really more out here, like, or it's really more that the music could bring, you know what I'm saying? So that's like one of my big things is just always try to venture out and try new things, you know what I'm saying? Because you never know, like, one of these things, you could be the next $1 billion dude, like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, that's how I look at it, at least. So, like, that's why I try to never just stay focused on one thing. Like, I'm always open to try new things because you never know what you might like.
And whenever someone come up with an opportunity for you, just say yes.
Yeah.
If it's the right opportunity, and your spirit say do it, then do it. You know.
For sure. Like that's like with the whole move down here. Like that's how I felt. Like my spirit was just telling me, like, man, you gotta be down there to make it happen.
This was up. So, who's in your top 5 of all time? Artists.
All right. So it goes Wiz. It goes Danny Brown second, YG third.
Okay, YG, Wiz, Danny Brown. You got a unique top 5 already.
ASAP Rocky's number 4.
Okay.
And then Ty Dolla $ign's number 5.
Wow. You got a different top 5.
Yeah, like
why? Like I already heard about Wiz, Danny Brown. Like why? Like the ASAPs and stuff like that. Like why them?
I ain't gonna lie.
Ty
like,
Dolla $ign.
ASAP, he brought. Well, I'll start with YG first. Like YG like his storytelling and like the way he like presents himself, like it's impeccable. Like as far as like, cause like I've always been a big fan of like West Coast music, you know what I'm saying? Right. But like just the way he goes about it, like he like really puts you in like that lifestyle. Like him and Nipsey, like the way they did like they thing is like they made you feel like you was from the West Coast or like you was from their neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? And like you was really seeing the story from their eyes, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and I appreciate artists like that because there's not too many of them. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Like back in the days, it'd be a lot, but now it's like it's a handful.
Yeah, like for sure. And then ASAP Rocky, like he was just a fly nigga to me. Like, he still is. He's one of the flyest niggas ever to me, bro. Like, and like I peeped that, you know what I'm saying? Like the way he like he influences like not only just music, but like he's the one. Honestly, I can say like. Kind of really sparked the interest as far as like fashion, like because you got artists like Pharrell and Kanye, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like they started it. But like ASAP's not generation.
Yeah, like no, ASAP really like brought that shit to the forefront. Like you wasn't really hearing motherfuckers talk about like, oh yeah, I'm rocking Balmain and I'm rocking Dior and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like they was really the first ones like doing that shit and like made it look fly too. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like I appreciate artists like that like really change the game like that and elevate. And then Ty, he kind of came about because like when I had started singing, like when I had started like making that kind of music, like I wanted to make R&B music per se, but like the way I went about it, like it wasn't like on no like, you know what I'm saying, no like smooth like Trey Songz type like, shit. It was more grungy with it, you know what I'm saying?
Like Ty Dolla $ign and The Weeknd, they more, it's R&B, but it's more like hip-hop-ish, melodic type sound. Like it's a different, cause a lot. That's why like with Ty and like The Weeknd and like artists like that, even yourself, a lot of people gonna have a tough time trying to put you in a box. Cause you could be R&B, hip-hop,
all that.
You could be alternative. You could be so much.
So like I try to incorporate it all. Like so like that's where like Ty, he's like my big influence because like the way he like goes about the whole singing thing. It's not just like one specific style. Like he can go rap on or sing on like a trap beat, you know what I'm saying, and then go and do a whole acoustic vibe, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's not too many people that can really do it like that and they can do it the way he does it, you know what I mean? Like I appreciate that a lot.
Do you listen to Bryson Tiller?
Yeah.
Because I can hear a little bit of Bryson Tiller in you too.
Yeah, no, people, I get that a lot. I get that a lot. I get Ty. I get Travis Scott. I get X. I get Bryson Tiller. Like, you know what I mean? They the GOAT, so it's like I'm doing something right.
So you come from that tree, because you know everybody got their tree, so like you already know like the Ja Rules, the Drakes. The Wiz Khalifa's, cause he kind of got that sound too. He got that sound of the Ty Dolla $igns, the Bryson Tillers, you know what I'm saying? Like the Weeknds, like they in that group of people that's like it's rap, R&B, but you don't know what it would call it. It could be pop one day. Like, you don't know what sound it could be.
Like, and that's how I like to keep it because like. Like you said, I don't want people to put me in a box like, oh, he just does this kind of music or he just does this kind of music. Like, because people don't realize, like, or at least the newer fans that I've gained, like, they don't realize I rap or like I started off rapping before I did the singing and everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, it's just things like that. Like, I try to always reinvent myself. You know what I mean? To be the best artist I can.
Yeah, like the Baggy freestyle was hard.
Yeah, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Like, even like one of my older songs, it was called Flowetry, and like. That's like I was spitting bars in that shit, like on some like lyrical type shit, and it's like all my older fans and stuff that like they grew with me, like they know, like you know what I mean, they know what it is, but like I just try to like I'm always on the, you know what I mean, like what can I do next or what's something different I can try out and see what they like.
Would you ever put out like a lyrical project, like just for the lyrical heads one day?
I thought about it like to doing like a 4 or 5 song like little EP. You know what I mean? Because like my whole thing about